Ever gotten that feeling, when you splurge on the latest gadget, the hot new thing, and then like, what, a couple months later, it's basically a paperweight?
Right, totally.
Outdated, outmatched, gathering dust.
Happens all the time.
Turns out that whole new phone whodis thing, it's not just a personal tech dilemma. It actually reflects a huge EE deal in the business world, too.
Yeah, big time.
We're talking asset impairment, and today we're going deep, diving into IAS 36 to wrap our heads around it all.
You got it. So IAS 36, it's all about keeping things grounded,
Okay.
It's the accounting standard. It's trying to bridge that gap between what a company claims its assets are worth versus their actual worth in the market.
Right. Because the market,
Constantly changing.
it's always moving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So think of it like a reality check.
Okay.
For all those, those really polished up financial statements you see.
So then let's break down this whole impairment idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got our handy-dandy IAS 36 excerpt here. And basically, it's like when you've got an asset, could be anything, fleet of trucks, some high-tech gizmo, even a patent.
Here.
It ends up being worth way less than what a company's books are saying it is.
Exactly. Like, remember that fancy gadget you were talking about?
Yeah.
Bought it for, what, $500?
Yeah, something like that.
Now it's on the used market. What can you get, $50?
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Because the new model drops, and boom, value's gone.
Ouch. And this isn't just, some internal company numbers game.
No.
Imagine you're an investor looking at a company. On paper, assets worth a fortune. But what if those assets have tanked? Market shifts, damages.
Bad news.
You'd be making decisions based on like a funhouse mirror version of reality.
Exactly. You're getting a distorted picture.
Yeah.
And that's where IAS 36 comes in. It's trying to provide that true and fair view.
So for everyday investors, or really anyone just trying to, understand a company's like stability.
Yeah.
What are some red flags to watch for? Like, how do we know if an asset might be impaired?
Right. So this IAS 36 excerpt, it actually lays out some key things.
Okay.
Obvious ones, like you said, changes in the market, your gadget's outdone, physical damage.
Right, the easy ones.
But then it gets tricky when you talk about the less tangible stuff, the intangible assets.
Like patents or...
Exactly, patents. Like what happens when a competitor comes out of left field?
Oh, yeah.
Brand new technology.
Yeah.
Suddenly, yours is obsolete.
That's a great point because, the speed of innovation these days, it's like insane.
It's moving so fast.
It's actually kind of frustrating because I'm looking at our source material here and it like cuts off right when things were about to get good.
What do you mean?
It talks about how impairment is calculated, the rules around it, but then nothing. Like, we've got this intriguing puzzle, but someone swiped the instruction booklet.
Right, and that blank space, that's actually really important.
How so?
Because when you don't have crystal clear black and white guidelines, you get into interpretation.
Uh-oh.
That's where real expertise and a deep understanding of these standards, it becomes essential.
So then, realistically, how much wiggle room do companies have when they're interpreting these rules?
That's the thing. There's always going to be some level of, interpretation.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there have been cases where companies, let's just say, they get a little creative with their accounting, trying to downplay impairments to make their financials look better.
Oh, I bet.
Remember Enron?
The energy company.
Yeah. That whole scandal, hiding billions in debt, it all stemmed from this kind of thing. It all came crashing down.
Talk about a cautionary tale. Makes you wonder. For investors, or really anyone who cares about a company's stability, how do we get a clearer picture?
That is the million-dollar question.
Right.
It requires a shift. We got to move away from those static valuations, looking at a snapshot in time,
Okay.
towards a more dynamic approach.
So always reevaluating, taking new info into account.
Constantly. Market trends, new data, it all plays a part.
So it's not enough to just glance at the asset values on a balance sheet. Gotta dig deeper.
Exactly.
Consider the market. Ask the tough questions. Are these numbers actually real?
You got it.
That's our show for today. Lot to think about.